have other charges that they're going to charge her with, maybe related to drug dealing, whatever, I don't know. But she's in jail because she was on parole. And through the course of this investigation of them trying to figure out what happened to her son, they figure out that her son was only put in danger because she's selling drugs, because she's El Chapo. So let's read this little snippet. It says, Renegade and picked up BC. The defendant said that they removed the license plate from the Jeep and that BC and another individual under investigation at the time both brought guns to commit the robbery. The plan was to go to Shavon Williams' residence and rob her at gunpoint. The defendant stated that they left his residence at around 5 p.m. that day and drove to Shavon Williams' residence. The defendant stated that he was the driver of the Jeep. BC was the rear passenger and the other individual was in the front passenger seat. Both BC and the other individual were wearing masks. The defendant stated that when they got to Shavon Williams' residence, they waited but never saw Shavon Williams. BC then suggested that they rob JWSR, SW's child's father, instead. On Friday, July 11, 2025, at 6230 West Huston Street in the city of Milwaukee, Milwaukee County, Wisconsin, they drove in the Jeep to the residence and saw JDW and his father, so that would be Jamal White, yep, that'd be Jamal White and his father, Jamal White Sr., in front of the residence. Jamal White was riding a bike at the time. BC and the other individual exited the Jeep with handguns and ran at Jamal White Sr. Jamal White Sr. ran into the house and BC grabbed Jamal White. BC took Jamal White into the Jeep and then the defendant drove away with all four individuals at a high rate of speed. The defendant stated that while driving away, he got into an argument with BC and they was kind of like talking about why you took the kid, what are we going to do with the kid, da-da-da. They even talked about possibly hurting the child, ladies and gentlemen. They spoke about hurting the child so that the parents, when they would call the parents for the ransom, would know that they're serious about what they wanted to do, that they wanted the money. Now, this might come up, but I want to say this, whether it's going to be in the articles that I'm going to read or not. I have to say this. The kidnappers contacted the mother, and they told the mother that they wanted $100,000 for her to return the son, for them to return the son safely to her. And they wanted to meet her in some predetermined area or whatever. I don't know if it was a park or whatever. This is the sad part. The son heard the conversation that the kidnappers were having with his mother. It was on speakerphone. He could hear his mother's voice. He could hear them saying, "We'll give your son back safe to you." I don't know if he understood that there was a ransom or money. I don't know. He's only 7 years old. But all that kid heard was his mom and "go home and come get your son." That's all he heard, ladies and gentlemen. She never showed up to the meetup point. Now, guys, and from my understanding, that destroyed that kid, that his mother never showed up. Now listen, should the mother have showed up? No, she should not have showed up. What she was supposed to do was call the cops and let the cops know that these guys had her son and they were trying to ransom the son and they wanted $100,000 and this is the meetup place. Did she do that? Oh, hell no! Apparently not. So apparently, and I could be wrong about this, maybe more information will come out that shows that it didn't go down this way, but apparently it seemed like she was doing the code of the streets. Oh my God! She didn't say anything to the cops. Oh my God! She just did not show up for her own son. Oh my God! Can you believe that, ladies and gentlemen? So the son heard them talk to the mother. The son thought that the mother was going to save them. The mother never showed up, and apparently she also never told the cops. She never told the cops. Because if she, listen, I could be wrong, but I'm a detective. If she'd have told the cops that they got a ransom and they want me to meet them at this place and time, they would have set up a sting. They wouldn't just let that time elapse and nothing happened. They would either, if they needed more time, they'd have told her to contact the kidnappers, create a dialogue, say, hey, listen, we need more time. I want to get you the money, but it's a lot of money you asking for. I just need a little bit more time to get the money. Can I get another day? And they'd have set up a whole sting. And when the kidnappers would have come, the cops would have got the kidnappers and the boy. That's not what happened, ladies and gentlemen. It appears to me that the police did not even know that these guys tried to ransom that little boy. Let's keep going, man. Wow.